Hello and welcome to Arizona Home Goals, where we teach you how to be a smart buyer, not just buy a house. This is Javier Vidania, and today I'm going to bring you a Phoenix market update because right now there's a lot of misinformation. So I'd figure, hey, why not throw my misinformation in there too? So first, let's do a quick recap of 2023 so far. The market began with some pizzazz, if you will. Inventory was super high, 21,000. Prices were dropping drastically starting in December and January. Buyers were for sure thinking we had the power again. And those who were buying were like, I am going to negotiate the crap out of these sellers. Interest rates at that point were like low to mid sixes. So understandably, the excitement was warranted because they really needed that extra 10, 20, 30K, whatever they can negotiate from the seller to buy down the rate heavily, or if not, buy a lot cheaper to pad any potential more price reductions that were happening in their neighborhoods. Market crash chads were super excited. For sure, they thought the apocalypse was here and the market price reductions were going to begin. However, one thing happened that no one was expecting. Inventory dropped sharply. Inventory around January was averaging like 17,000, which was already dropping from December, November, where we saw like 20,000, which was a crazy high. By the way, if you want access to the data, I also track each individual city. I also have pretty nice little charts here. All you got to do is go to ArizonaHomeGoals.com. You create an account, and the first email you get sent has this data and has basically the sheet for you to access. Arizona Home Goals is also great to look at houses, and not only that, but I might stop and say hi to you. So, and of course, pending sales, which at that point is like a market snapshot of like how many houses are currently under contract or pending, was about 6,000-ish. And they started decreasing. So no one was too excited about the inventory dropping because the pending sales were also dropping as well. But as we've progressed into February, inventory stayed around 6,000 for a good, solid 2 or 4 weeks. Well, it started dropping even lower, and now we're below 16,000 at 15,000. And if you can see here, there is a sharp increase of pending sales. We went from 5,000 to 6,000, and now we went to 7,000, and they went to 8,000. Those pending numbers were going higher, which, for those that don't know, in order for a house to go pending, someone has to make an offer on the house and they take it off the market for like 30 days in that under contract or pending period. And if you're curious, under contract and pending are both tracked in this number. So pending's going up to around 9,000, and inventory still dropping is creating a natural market correction of sorts. We're starting to see overall inventory starting to shrink. We're starting to see this pending number and sold numbers going up. We're starting to see the sold price of houses we're going from sharply dropping to slightly increasing. And we're seeing the same kind of trend in all these cities: Buckeye, Chandler, Goodyear. So I'm noticing for sure some cities are a lot hotter, like Gilbert for sure, a lot hotter. Goodyear, Chandler, these very high demand cities are getting eaten up, and I am seeing in some situations even multiple offers. So what is creating all this? Why is this momentum being built up? Well, quite frankly, the price reductions work. Sellers, maybe like around December, January, they were still under the impression that they ruled the world, and they were still, pricing very high. And when nothing was happening, they were forced to reduce their prices. And when the prices were reduced, that created enough momentum for them to actually sell the house. Now, a lot of people like to focus on like Open Door and OfferPad and them being underwater. Listen, they made stupid business decisions. That's something they have to live with. They bought houses, like I've seen situations where like bought it for 700K, now they're selling for 500K. That's not an indication of the whole market. That's just a business that made dumb decisions and now they're paying the consequences. A common trend I am seeing with these houses is, even though there's, some price reductions in play, the sellers are being a lot more generous with their closing costs, concessions. Because they're being more generous, buyers are able to use some of this generosity to lower their closing costs, lower their interest rate with rate buy downs, and be more creative with the financing. Therefore, they're kind of minimizing the effect of the super high rates that were at one point. Even like a few weeks ago, they were around 7. Now they seem to be flattening around 6.5. Let me just show you real quick. Another reason could be rentals are actually still in play, and actual rentals are going up. A lot of people are paying like mid 2000s for just a simple little house, or 2000s for a small apartment in a decent area. And unfortunately, that is making people realize, crap, I should have bought last year. I should have bought 2 years ago, but I fed into the frenzy, or maybe they just genuinely couldn't at that point in time. And they're saying, well, if we're going to pay mid 2000s, I might as well buy a house. I might as well get, own where I live. So in conclusion, the market didn't just completely freeze up as people thought. It's actually warming up. It's actually getting a little more difficult out there. Even buyers with 20% down are struggling, not struggling, but it's just not as easy as they thought it was going to be. So my advice to you, some very kind of just quick fire advice, focus on days on market when looking at houses. Try not to find like anything over 90 days. Like people find houses that have like 150 or 300 days on market and they get super excited. I'd find after 90 days of market, something's off with the seller. They're being stubborn. They're not in line with reality. And for some reason, they haven't reduced the price to where they need to. So if it's over 90 days, obviously there's exceptions, but the magic number that I'm seeing is like 30 to 90 days. Because 30 to 90 days with a reasonable seller, at that point, they're feeling a little of that pain of the market. At that point, the listing agent might be a little more like nervous because their contract might be up soon because they took a shorter, sales contract listing agreement. Have a game plan set. And have that game plan set off your monthly payment. I don't care if you qualify for $550,000. What monthly payment do you want? Okay, now that we know that, let's focus on that. That's the price that's going to give us the monthly payment that you want, and don't deviate from it. Stay focused on the game plan. Now, what I do for a lot of my buyers is I offer a free consultation where we set up a game plan. So if you're looking to get a game plan set up with me and you want to buy a house in the Phoenix, Arizona area, go to my website, Arizona Home Goals. Not only will you get this free data sheet I mentioned, but you'll get a message from me just saying hi. And at that point, you and I can kind of communicate and set up some kind of thing up. So head over there, website links below, and I look forward to talking with you soon. So that's the market update. I appreciate your guys' time. If you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime. Contact at javiervidania.com or simply go to the website. You'll get my number there. We'll start chatting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.